Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages and denominations, welcome to Off the Top Rope, the wrestling show that keeps you in the know. I am your host, the Loudmouth. We have got an awesome show for you today. We are going to be interviewing the three-time WAW All-Africa champion, TJ Tremor. We are going to be discussing his latest trip to the UK, who he wrestled, and what happened along the way. Take a look at all our social media tags, and we will see you after the break. Welcome back. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you are with myself, the Loudmouth, and the three-time, thank you, Booker T, wrestling champion, TJ Tremor, back from another successful trip in the UK. TJ, thank you for being in studio.
Thank you for having me, man. It's awesome to be here.
Yeah, man. You are once again representing South Africa large in the UK. How did this trip differ from the first time you went last year?
So, this current trip that I went on, obviously last year I was still trying to get my name known in the outside of South Africa scene.
Right.
So I'd stayed there for the period of close to 3.5 months, 4 months closely. And I'd traveled on the camp tours. I'd been around the entirety of the UK and just essentially tried to make a name for myself. Whereas this specific trip, I went for a purpose. I went for about 3 weeks. I went this time. I wrestled a total of about 5 matches, I think. And yeah, so this was a more condensed trip with a purpose of wrestling at the bigger show in Europe, WAW Fightmare 6.
Okay, now let's talk about Fightmare 6. They didn't just let anybody on the show. I mean, it was a veritable who's who of UK talent there. Why do you think that they chose you to have one of the marquee matches at that event?
So obviously last year when I went over as a nobody. And then I went over with the attitude of, okay, I need to prove myself. And so knowing that, you wrestle on the smaller shows, you wrestle first and you go home, you know.
Right.
And then through that period of the 3.5, 4 months that I stayed there, I started proving myself to eventually they started seeing that and they started giving me main event opportunities. And out of about the close to 60 matches I had last year, at least like 42 of them were main event matches.
Right.
So coming off that and the good attitude I had going over there, and then the UK guys coming down here for Wrestle Monster, they saw that same attitude pull through. So I think they saw something in me, in the caliber of my work, that said, you can take on an international talent, like, you know. So I think definitely like hard work, a good attitude, maybe that paid off for me.
Right. Now, speaking of your match that you had there, you had spoken to me a bit about how nervous you were facing a legend like James Storm, you know, TNA champion, tag team champion. When you were in the ring, now obviously you were introduced first. We will take a look at the match. But when you were introduced first and you're in the ring and his music hits and he comes through that curtain, explain to me your emotions about what happened there.
So like the whole way leading up to the match, like the match was so surreal for me. Because although, like, you know, back in the day, you have your wrestlers that you looked up to, like the Shawn Michaels or the HBK or the Triple H's and stuff. Like, there's people that you look up to and there's people that you idolize as heroes, but there's people that you like wanted to be.
Yeah.
Back in the day, there were people that I liked, but I wanted to be James Storm. I saw him wrestling as a kid and I was like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
So being told that you're going to be able to wrestle him was like, ugh. So I was like nervous. I was so nervous. I think I still phoned you backstage and I was like,
you did.
Dude, what do I do? But yeah, so going backstage and having the moment like, oh goodness, it's real. Like I made a series of videos on my phone saying 63 days till James Storm, 42 days till James Storm, like every day, just counting down the surrealness. So, and then getting into the ring that day, I walked out. I think that the biggest thing I had to do was a mindset. You can't go into the ring being a fanboy and like, you know, because you're going to get your bum handed to you on a plate, you know?
Right.
So I went in there like I usually do with the mindset of I'm TJ Tremor, this is just another match. It's just another wrestler. It's another step in your career. So I always say it's another step in the never-ending staircase.
Yeah, yeah.
So going into the ring, did my entrance. I walked in. At a point, I turned my back because I didn't want to fully see him come out because I was like, I'm nervous enough if I see that. So I'm just going to be like fanboy. I was like, no. So if you look at the full match on the YouTube and on the Discover Sport channel, you see me turn my back a little bit while I take my jacket off, just so that I don't look around. And every time he went around the ring, I caught glimpses, like at the side of my eye, but I kept turning my back towards it until he was actually in the ring in front of me. Right. And that was the moment then I was like, okay, this is real. This is real. Now,
we've got something in wrestling called that wrestling regret. You know, that time that you come down after your match.
Yeah.
And after the event. Was that harder because now you're wrestling your idols, or was it one of the things was, well, no, it happened now and it's a good experience and it's over and done with?
Yeah. I think after any big wrestling show, you always have a little bit of a wrestler's come down afterwards where you're like, okay, back to normal life. So, and I think my missus can attest for that. She was with me in the UK and she saw that with me because I was like, okay, today I'm wrestling James Storm. Tomorrow I go back to South Africa and do my normal life. You know, it's like, it's a weird, it felt very weird. It took me like a day or two to get over. And I still can't believe it. It's like, I see the videos of me wrestling James Storm and I was like, I doesn't feel like I've wrestled him. I see the videos of me wrestling, even on a normal match.
Yeah.
I just like, I see the videos of me wrestling. It doesn't feel real.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, after the break, we are going to actually view highlights of that match. For the first time in South Africa on terrestrial television, you will get a chance to see that match in its entirety. Well, not its entirety, but a few snippets. We will be discussing a few things during the match that we can get a few insights on. And then afterwards, we have got a special segment just for TJ Tremor. Stay tuned and we'll see you after the break. The moment has arrived, the one that you have all been waiting for. The match between our African champion, the man that is born and bred in Nelson Mandela Bay, versus the TNA champion, James Storm. Man, what a legend in the ring he is. Also, you're getting there.
Slightly.
All right, so we're going to start the match now, and we're going to get that queued up. Now, as you can see here, as the match goes on, you had gear specially made for this match.
I did. I based the gear off the 2019 Springboks World Cup jersey.
An all-African champion, the three-time champion, returning to England. Recently besting Keegan.
Former TNA Tag Champ, former NWA World Tag Champ. He is Beer Money. He is America's Most Wanted. He is James Storm.
Like you mentioned.
Here we go.
That's the thing. Can you?
Oh, that is.
But this is what TJ's strategy is. He'll take his time.
Exactly that. You're wrestling on his time. You know, he looks for his match. There's more tape out there of James Storm than there is TJ. You know, is James Storm thinking it's just some cocky young lad from South Africa? Just like that, he turns his back. TJ straight on the attack. Exactly what he's looking for.
Huge mistake.
So far, so good for TJ Tremor. Taking it to the former TNA World Tag Champ, former TNA Tag Champ, former NW.
Big strike there by James Storm. Raining back, firing back. This is the Cowboy after all. Well scouted there by James Storm. Well scouted by TJ Tremor though.
Eyes up and over, showing his athleticism.
Maybe looking for that last right.
Maybe thinking it's the referee.
James Storm thinking here. Disqualification for outside interference.
Maybe. That's when you lose where you are. You know, you never know.
Quick
holding that head.
TJ Tremor. dry and then you can't see.
He doesn't care.
Whoa.
Massive little hip attack there. The Dream Machine
Nice
not
nut
giving
there.
any give to James Storm here. Yeah.
Hitting the ropes, gaining momentum. All four.
Yeah.
Massive chin lock.
Mind games.
Second, waiting for him to do something. And he's coming.
Second best chin lock in the business.
Well, crowd getting behind James Storm here as he's feeling the energy. Looking like a
Big elbows. Elbows. Oh, and just pulled.
To take back to
one that killed off the Cowboy.
Swing. At no has TJ looked like he's up against.
Caught him there. One strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, maybe more.
Send off. Switch.
Nasty forearm there by James Storm.
Atomic
Atomic drop.
and a slap for good measure.
James Storm going up and over.
TJ Tremor thought he had gotten one up on James Storm, but unfortunately he hadn't. And a big
That
DDT.
DDT.
Could that weigh into it?
I think our fans know James Storm is and would be immensely excited to see him. TJ, we know that he doesn't give 2 hoots about this crowd. He only cares about one person. That's himself.
Inside
Beautifully
out.
done, but look,
Almost a cocky pin there though.
But what is TJ thinking here? Having us away with
The
it.
Cowboy will not take lightly to that.
He's famous.
And the
adding
disrespect.
insult to injury.
James Storm hates more than wasted beer. So is this just the anger?
Looking for it. Last call. Could that be it?
There you go.
And well, what a way to end that match.
The Cowboy, James Storm!
There's the experience levels.
About your damn luck.
Well, TJ's Trevor's luck definitely ran out, you know. Took his off ball. He could have been straight on top of James Storm after that next breaker.
Close to coffee. As soon as TJ Tremor hit that double underhook, switch attack, neck breaker. The Beanie just gone for a big finish right there. That could have.
So I woke up by like drowning and I was like, I'm up. And then I fell outside.
Fair enough. So you got beer. What beer was it?
It was a Budweiser. Like I said, all through my life, I always thought that was fake beer.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a gimmick. I thought it was water inside there. The first time I was in the match there, when I went outside, took a sip, and I was like, this is indeed real beer.
Refreshing.
It actually was quite refreshing. I was quite thirsty.
Right. So now we look at that match. Obviously, you didn't win, but you achieved something that South Africans don't necessarily achieve unless you're over there
Yes.
for a while.
Yes.
So you've wrestled James Storm, ticked it off your bucket list. Do you think that James Storm, if asked, would come to South Africa?
He told me he would love to.
Right.
He told me if he had the opportunity, he's been everywhere across the world, but he's never touched down on the soil of the African continent. And that's obviously every wrestler's dream is to, like for everything, I want to go to stick my toes in every ocean of the world.
Right.
And wrestling will hopefully give me that. So far, I've got 3 oceans.
Right.
I got 3 of the oceans. And then, so he said if he ever got the opportunity, he will come here.
Right.
Yeah.
And one last question before we go to the break.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you introduce him to the South African legend that is a Black Label?
Absolutely.
Man,
Good old Zamalek.
Good old Zamalek. Because let's face it, man, Budweiser.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan. It's a very, very beer.
Yeah. So, man, we need to get him here. We need to introduce him to a proper African beer.
What a guy though.
Yeah.
What a guy. All the other internationals after the show all went to the hotel rooms. He came back to the performance center. He had a beer with everyone. He connected his phone to the speaker, and he was the laugh of the party.
Awesome. Listen here. After the break, we've got something special for TJ Tremor, and also we'll be taking a look at his next endeavor. Stay tuned. welcome back to the show. We have got TJ Tremere, the 3-time All-Africa champion. TJ, we've got something special for you now. And I wonder if the control room can roll the first video, because we went to 2 people in your life that mean a lot to you and are very proud of you. And can we cue the video up, please, so that we can get the first video going? And then I want to get your thoughts on it. So there we got your mom, the CEO. Welcome back to the show. We have got TJ Tremere, the 3-time All-Africa champion. TJ, we've got something special for you now. And I wonder if the control room can roll the first video, because we went to 2 people in your life that mean a lot to you and are very proud of you. And can we cue the video up, please, so that we can get the first video going? And then I want to get your thoughts on it. So there we got your mom.
Henrietta Beale. I am the mother of Tristan Beale, otherwise known as TJ Tremere. Tristan has always had a passion for wrestling since he was a little boy. He is a 3rd-generation wrestler. His father and then his father's uncle were wrestlers. Since a little boy, Tristan was very fascinated with the sport, and when his father was finished wrestling as a little boy, he used to put on his father's wrestling gear, the boots, the works, the cape, and yeah, he just had fun. He used to collect all the little, call it figurines from WWE, the belt. He was all in. And when he started wrestling, I had my reservations whether he will make it as a wrestler. But yeah, he soon changed our minds on that. He's actually Mommy's boy, and Mommy is very happy with him. He does a good job. He's got the passion, he wrestles well, he's got the showmanship, everything that's needed to make a success in this business. Needless to say, as a mother, watching him wrestle is very terrifying. You're always scared of injuries that comes along with the sport. So far he's been blessed and happy to support him. And Tristan, may your dreams come true, and we're all behind you. Love you lots.
Now, how does it make
A little emotional, actually.
Now, the biggest support structure that you've always had in professional wrestling is your parents, your mom and your dad, and things like that. Now, looking at a video like that, does it encourage you to go further in wrestling, like put light a fire under your butt, so to speak?
Absolutely. I think my goal has always been to get to the top. Right. And like my mom has always said, that it's been a dream since I was a kid. I used to collect the WWE championships as a kid. Hopefully one day be holding one of them in my hand, so.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. The second video that we got for you, because obviously now we did 2 videos for you. The second video is for somebody that I think has made a really positive impression in your life. And if the control room can cue that one up quickly, we can get that one going as well.
Hi, I'm Lindy. I am TJ's girlfriend. If you know me, you know I'm more of a backstage kind of girl, so this video is quite out of my comfort zone. But when I was asked to do this video for TJ, I'm more than happy to, seeing as it might motivate him. Not that he needs any motivation, he's the most motivated person I know, and the most dedicated. But yeah, I had the privilege of joining him on his trip to the UK to fight in WAW UK. Sorry, it's a tongue twister for me. WAW UK's Fightmare 6 show in Norwich. And I must say, leading up to the show, I did know a bit about wrestling, but seeing all these people practicing so hard, being so dedicated, and all the effort that went into the show, I was absolutely blown away by everyone's passion. And I can see where Tristan learned that from. He is, as I said, the most motivated and dedicated person I know, and seeing all his hard work throughout the years, all of the gym sessions, all of the trainings, all coming together for his match against James Storm, I was a very proud girlfriend, I must admit. So yeah, I'm very excited for what the future will hold for TJ. Yeah, and I hope all the best for him, and I'm here to support him all the way.
Now, obviously now, the support is there.
Yeah.
Everybody's rooting for you to do well, including myself.
Yeah.
You know, just not as much as me, but you know.
Yeah.
What is the next step for TJ Trent?
I think the next step is I want to go to get even bigger. Like I said earlier, it's that match with James Storm was a peak, but it's not the peak.
Right.
So it's a step in the never-ending staircase. So from here onwards, I just got to climb further and further and further. There's opportunities to go to Japan. There's opportunities to go to America. There's more opportunities to go across Europe and back to the UK as well. So yeah, I think we'll keep the next one a surprise. I like doing the little surprises on the social medias. So I think we'll keep the next one a surprise. But yeah, looking very forward to what the future holds.
Right. And for all the people out there, please take a look at our social media. Not only TJ Tremor on Instagram and TikTok, but myself, the Loudmouth Appreciation Society, Mpuma Kappa TV, and of course, Off the Top Rope. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor to have the 3-time WAW All-Africa champion in studio. TJ, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Off the Top Rope. Uncensored, uncut, and hopefully taking it to the UK. See you next week.